Welcome back to Machines Best HT, where we celebrate the world's most colossal, jaw-dropping machines as they power through the toughest transport challenges. Today, we've got something that's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat, a deep dive into the world of oversized, over-the-top trucks that are as awe-inspiring as they are terrifying. These trucks aren't just machines, they're steel beasts built to conquer the impossible, driven by people whose nerves are as unshakable as the trucks themselves. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey where sheer power meets unrivaled precision, and where every mile is a battle against nature, the elements, and time itself. Picture this. It's a quiet morning, the kind where you can hear birds chirping in the distance, when suddenly a low rumble starts to echo through the air. You might think it's a far-off thunderstorm, but no, this is no storm. The sound grows louder, more intense, until you feel the very earth beneath your feet begin to tremble. And then, out of the distance, emerges a towering, roaring truck that looks more like a moving skyscraper than a vehicle. This is no ordinary truck. It's a mammoth on wheels, a steel colossus that dominates everything in its path. As it rolls closer, you can see the vast expanse of its cargo, a piece of industrial equipment the size of a small building, strapped securely to a flatbed trailer that seems to stretch on for miles. The truck's engine growls, sending vibrations through the ground that reverberate in your bones, and you can't help but be in complete awe. What makes these trucks even more impressive is that they aren't just blunt instruments of brute force. Behind the wheel sits a driver whose job requires almost surgical precision. Steering a machine that weighs hundreds of tons through winding roads, crowded urban streets, or perilous mountain passes is no simple feat. It's like watching a rhinoceros perform a ballet. There's a raw, primal power on display, but also a delicate grace as the driver maneuvers these titans through situations that would make the average person break into a cold sweat. Let's embark on one of these epic journeys. Imagine we're in the snow-covered mountain ranges of northern Europe. The temperature is below freezing, and the roads are slick with ice. In the distance, you can barely make out the outline of a massive truck, its cargo towering over the icy landscape like a ghost ship navigating treacherous waters. This particular truck is hauling a load that's nearly the size of an entire football field. Massive turbine blades destined for a remote wind farm. As the truck approaches a steep incline, you can practically feel the tension building. The driver, hunched over the wheel, knows this is the moment that could make or break the journey. One wrong move, one tiny mistake, and the entire convoy could slide backward, tumbling off the cliffside into the frozen abyss below. The tires crunch over the snow as the truck slowly starts its ascent. Every inch feels like an eternity. The truck's engine roars in protest, but the machine presses forward, its wheels gripping the icy road with determination. It's a battle between man, machine, and the elements. And yet somehow this enormous truck glides over the snow as if it were nothing more than a slight inconvenience. You can see the driver's knuckles whiten as he grips the steering wheel tighter, his eyes focused, laser-like, on the road ahead. It's moments like these that separate the good drivers from the great ones. The kind of moment that makes you realize that operating one of these trucks isn't just a job, it's an art form. It's one thing to watch these mechanical giants dominate the open road or navigate through rugged terrain, but seeing them in an urban environment is a different spectacle altogether. Picture this. A convoy of oversized trucks rolls into a bustling city. The streets, normally buzzing with life, come to a halt. Pedestrians stop in their tracks, cars pull over to the side, and for a few brief moments it feels like the entire city is holding its breath. These trucks don't belong in a city, at least not by conventional standards. They are out of place in the world of small cars, narrow streets, and tight corners. And yet here they are, towering over buildings, casting long shadows as they glide through the city streets with an air of calm dominance. It's like watching a giant elephant wade through a pond filled with minnows. There's a palpable sense of anticipation in the air, as though everyone is waiting to see what happens next. The truck approaches a tight corner, and you can almost hear the collective gasp of the crowd. "There's no way it can make that turn," someone whispers. But then, with the precision of a surgeon, the driver steers the truck through the turn, maneuvering the colossal machine as if it were no bigger than a family sedan. People cheer. The truck moves on, and the city slowly returns to normal. But for a moment, everyone was united in awe of the sheer size and capability of these mechanical beasts. Of course, not every journey is smooth sailing. In the world of oversized trucks, challenges come in many forms, and nature is often the fiercest opponent. Take, for example, the time a convoy of trucks was tasked with transporting wind turbines across a desert. The turbines, with their massive blades stretching out like the arms of giants, had to be carefully balanced to avoid tipping over. But halfway through the journey, a sudden sandstorm swept in, threatening to derail the entire operation. Visibility dropped to near zero, and the wind howled, trying to pry the turbines loose from their moorings. It was a battle between man and the elements, with the trucks caught in the middle. For hours, the drivers fought to keep the convoy moving forward. They navigated through blinding sand, using only their instincts and the flickering lights of their fellow trucks to guide them. The wind howled like a banshee, but the trucks pressed on. These machines, built to endure the most extreme conditions, weren't about to back down. By the time the storm cleared, the convoy had made it through, battered but not broken. It was a testament to the resilience of both the machines and the men who drive them. In this world, giving up is never an option. Every mile is a fight, and every fight is a victory. What's perhaps most astonishing about these oversized trucks isn't just their raw power, but the precision with which they're operated. Imagine a truck longer than a football field, weighing as much as a small skyscraper, navigating a hairpin turn on a mountain road without so much as a scratch. It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what these trucks are designed to do. Take, for instance, a truck hauling a 200-ton load down a winding road in the Swiss Alps. The road is barely wide enough for a regular car, let alone a massive truck. One wrong move, one slip of the wheel, and disaster could strike. But the driver doesn't flinch. He takes the turn slowly, carefully. The truck's tires hugging the edge of the road as it makes the impossible seem routine. It's a dance between man and machine, where every movement has to be precise, every calculation exact. And when the truck finally makes it through the turn, you can't help but breathe a sigh of relief, marveling at the sheer skill it took to pull off such a feat. In this world of oversized trucks, competition is inevitable. But this isn't your typical race. Instead of speed, these trucks compete in a test of strength and endurance. Imagine two trucks, each weighing several hundred tons, lined up side by side. The goal? To see which one can haul the heaviest load the farthest. It's like watching two titans clash in an ancient arena. The ground shakes as the trucks rev their engines, and when they finally lurch forward, the sound is deafening. The air is thick with tension as the trucks inch forward, their massive loads threatening to drag them down. But these aren't ordinary trucks. They're built for battle, and they aren't about to back down. It's a slow, grueling contest, with each truck straining against the weight of its cargo. And when one finally crosses the finish line, the crowd erupts in applause, cheering for the victorious machine that just proved, once again, that in the world of oversized trucks, strength reigns supreme. But perhaps the most impressive thing about these oversized trucks isn't their size, power, or even precision. it's their endurance. These machines are built to keep going, no matter what. Some journeys take days, others take weeks or even months, but the trucks never stop. Through rain, snow, wind, and desert heat, they press on, relentless in their pursuit of the finish line. And behind the wheel, the drivers remain steadfast. They know that every journey is a battle, but it's one they're determined to win. There's no room for error in this world. And yet, time and time again, these trucks and their drivers deliver, proving that no obstacle is too great, no challenge too daunting. So, our journey today has come to an end. I know it's hard to part ways with these colossal machines, skilled drivers, and the challenging roads they conquer. But don't feel sad just yet. Every ending is simply the start of a new adventure, another inspiring story of resilience, strength, and unstoppable determination. Believe me, here at Machines Best HT, every encounter is a magical experience, and what we have in store for the future will be even more spectacular. The grandeur of these giant trucks, the endless races against nature and time, are always waiting for you just ahead. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any adventures. Join us as we step into the fascinating world of massive machines and become part of the Machines Best HT community, where passion and power unite.